Welcome everyone to more open source Linux development. As seen on the more main channel, ARM soft versus hard floating point today. You probably want to watch the summary. So basically we need to further change our arch triplet here. We should get the Pine phone ready for some testing. I probably should benchmark that though. Also, so don't forget to share, like, subscribe, Patreon, GitHub sponsorship or YouTube membership or stuff for supporting all this endeavors here and supporting all this vintage ARM, not that reduced instruction set architecture stuff. So that's basically here. Arch test, ARM, ABI, and so they had here, actually maybe I should not have left this directory. I think it was it FH? Oh, darn it. Nothing like really forgetting. It's crazy ARM details before you implement them. GMP. But the only win when it's like, yeah, the only constant is change and regressions, even at ourselves. And by the way, if merchandise for that, right? Soon will order that myself. And even I changed some stuff, build another configuration, and boom, it blows up here overnight and it doesn't build. So even at us, sure, if the only constant is change and we change stuff, obviously make, as usual, like others, making stuff better, and then at the end it doesn't build anymore. But at least the usual win-win of we discover crazy corners of open source configure stuff that even I didn't see yet. So at least some win-win, I hope. Even it is possible we change this arch triplet, and then even other new stuff will fail, because your guess is as good as mine and how many configure scripts even implement that. So let's see. Let's hope in the meantime they're more than less implementing that. So what was the ARM ABI? Oh no, not ARM, GNU ABI hard float, I guess. So let's so we have a floating point. So basically that would be, I would probably, do we have that here or do we have that? It is possible we have that globally. Basically the crazy stuff is, even I have not used it in a decade. Soft float. But basically, even that we could support more. But the problem is if I implement your stuff and never tested it as usual, right? If what you don't test is broken. So it's like, I mean, unless theoretically running Linux on an FPGA where you don't have floating point. Actually, do we? Actually, probably can use a short form here. So basically for today, is it even? Ah, yeah, this is so this should be the, yeah, that is a fully formed configuration. So basically, if soft float 1, then add to that arch target. Oh, wait, basically not. So if that, otherwise add that. Where do we have ARM ABI? That is, the only thing is I'm not sure if, and there it continues, right? We also had old ABI, OABI versus EABI. Didn't even mention that. So yeah, basically not only previous more main channel ARM floating point complexity, but even other ABI calling conventions, crazy details. So ARM target, arch target, hard float. I hope that was hard ABI hard float. Basically, other stuff is also not really supported anymore. So yeah. This is needed for Clang, which is not content with flags like MFP or Neon alone. Oh, thank you very much. What else do we have here? Parse ARM version 5. Whether they switch that from host CPU. Where do they get host CPU? Where do they get that from? Now let's surprise ourselves. So yeah, there's only, if you're wondering why I work day and night on our Linux distributions, yeah, because of details like that. So soft float or hard float, that hopefully does a thing, and that probably ARM version 7A. It's like, yeah, the config. Soft float 0. So yeah, let's clean that build and hope for the best. ARM version. Did I clean that already? We actually, okay, we can leave this running. So they are nice. Why does this removing take so long? But here it's an USB 3 attached storage, so maybe that takes a second. Especially with this high load, we have a very high load. And that's not even covering all. This is why I'm currently not believing into static compiling, optimizing stuff anymore, because they're just not only with x86, ARM. I would even say ARM is kind of more complexly crazy in this kind of instruction supported variant. There's all those different CPU flavors. You basically cannot pre-compile all this stuff in a way that yields optimal performance, or let alone runs everywhere. So, I mean, not even to talk of that ARM has optional big endianness support, which once upon a time was the building NT2, but where's our soft float? Build little in ARM EL. So, like ARM EL version 7-8 GNU ABIs. Yeah, soft float, there's soft float. So let's see, what do we have here? ARM 64. So yeah, we deleted that, and then let's ARM version 7-A, and the others should be nice. So I'm not entirely sure how the Linux schedule, because my load is infinitely high of only 60. It was 100 something in the night. Obviously, I'm rebuilding all the other architectures. Also, we could see data. Data did run already. Let's see what data found today. Yeah, I should actually. The irony is I have a PCIe 4 whatever highest performance SSD. I probably should have switched to that, because this is actually not too many. Also, did data do that or no? Data did this. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I will also tag T2 2210 like probably today, or like not apply. If I tag it later than today, I will not include any more updates, because I'm literally rebuilding all those. And that is the thing, right? With Ryzen 7000 epic thread ripping performance here, and actually had to dial back the curve optimizing the PBO curve optimizer a little bit. I'm still not, so I had this fully stable, but of course I continued to tweak negative curve optimization and DDR5 64 gigabit module overvolting and overclocking a little bit higher for the little 2 and 3, 4 extra % here and there, and then it's sometimes hard locked at night and are spontaneously rebooted. It's like, yeah, you remove the safety margin, I said this before, but it might not even be the best return of investment for me. I probably wasted too many hours of rebooting or not continuous building overnight. I said it before, and that is a little bit, sure, I'm not immune against overclocking and undervolting epic thread ripping the last performance. Although I say in my own videos, pro tip, you remove the safety margin. It's maybe not the best time spent for this stuff, but yet again here I find myself rebooting anyway. So I had to dial back. So although I'm actually not entirely sure, because from even when I came to the office today, because of obviously what you do on a Sunday, but there's also a reason for that. The machine was live, so I mean, the problem is I switched on the display and the display didn't come back to life, and USB didn't work. I'm not entirely sure, because when I then rebooted with the reset button, obviously, how you reboot in 2022 on an overclocked and undervolted machine and stuff. When I then looked into my Varlog messages, I actually had cron-based marks in there, so the kernel must be live. So I'm not entirely sure what was dead, like maybe only the display controller. And that's also the thing, maybe I also curve optimized undervolted the built-in GPU which I'm using. So maybe only the GPU was dead, or it could also be like an AMD GPU Linux driver bug, right? So maybe I'm dialing overclocking stuff back just because some other instability, because to my surprise, usually when stuff deadlocks and halts and catches fire, because I don't know, check some error of DDR5 internal ECC or whatever, I think there is some little bit of internal checking of consistency stuff. You don't know what it is, right? Is it undervolting, overclocking, other driver instability? Because usually it halts and catches fire or spontaneously reboots. I still need to find out. I think I had the impression on AM5 from the top of my memory, which could be wrong, but although, I mean, it's a little bit tricky. I think both memory overclock instability and undervolting performance boost override, which I'm running 200 megahertz performance boost override, which looks mostly stable. I would wonder, because initially I got more often complete deadlock, and where even the reset button didn't work. I really wonder what is happening in the hardware, which I guess is even the L1 and cache has ECC, I guess. So I really wonder, I wish there would be, with all the complexity, there would be some hardware lock, like you have on professional RISC machines at times, like a hardware lock why the stuff resetted, like L1 consistency. But that is crazy dreams of just some random YouTuber dude. Like, what am I to tell AMD and Intel? Like, sure, it's not a professional multi-$1,000 server platform, but it's the same chiplet anyway. Would be really cool if you would have some hardware error log of, hey, I halted and catched fire because L1 cache checksum, L2 cache checksum, DDR5 memory subsystem checksum. We could have so cool things, and all we got is crazy instruction set architecture complexities. Anyway, we digress. So stuff is usually building amazingly otherwise. I mean, theoretically, you know what, I can also wipe the other ARM build. So T2 is really getting too good, right? I mean, all this freaking stuff is just, I mean, at least on my side. I know some people try to compile it and doesn't build, but maybe don't build on lesser other operating systems that start with U or D or F. Or at least for me, it builds amazingly, which is certainly all that counts, isn't it? We need to wipe the other ARM build anyway, because now we modified this. So that would be ARM version 5 T. So basically that would need the same rebuild. Otherwise it would be inconsistent and have soft FP. I could add already to my to-do, which is usually we find some random stuff just because some build error is like why is that not like how it should be? The usual bug finding process. I could add to the to-do because you can never have too much on your to-do apparently, but you want to share, like, subscribe, Patreon, GoFundMe, YouTube membership and stuff. We could like support ARM, like basically our refactor soft FP support for ARM, basically because currently we have only on and off. Theoretically, if we wanted for some crazy reason, and I'm not really sure why we would want it, that, I mean, honestly, most people would want hard float support anyway, I guess. But if we wanted to be perfectionist and like truly support all crazy stuff, then currently we have only 1 and like 0 and 1 off, and only theoretically soft FP and hard. The only thing is currently we have 1 global option, which maybe also not allow because I've never tested it with x86. It is possible that GCC supports it for bootloaders. It might crash and burn. I'm like, if you alter all crazy configuration options in T2, there are no safeguards, right? If you want to shoot yourself into the foot, then T2 will not protect you from that. Which, spoiler alert, you shouldn't try to shoot yourself into the foot. Like, don't sue me if you hurt yourself doing that. It's not recommended. Like, yeah, I guess I should actually use... The reason I built on this external SSD still is because it is still my running system. Probably should switch to something else sometime soon. For even higher. Obviously, that should delete in a second or two. But my system is a little bit loaded, as you can see. Fully loaded, basically. Can we delete that? So I wonder if I mean, the other builds are nice, I think. Maybe I should Google that. I'm not even sure if Linux still honors this nice priority still gracefully. I think they changed that. I think 20 years ago it was strictly that scheduling. I think it's a little bit more fuzzy since a decade, but that's just from my memory. Can we delete that? Hello? This 5T is, by the way, for some, I think. I'm not even sure if it makes that much of a difference. I should maybe check how ARM version 5. How old was that? Was it 1996-ish? Oh no, we had even. Why do I build? Do I build 5? Oh no, wait, is it 5 or? Right, I think I built 5 due to viewer. Yeah, it's certainly old and stuff. That is. Okay, so that was ARM 70D. So that, I mean, that is 19, that is very classic, right? So, yeah. So, ARM EL version 5T, hard float. So, then, so that deleted, way too long. ARM version 5T, I think it was. Version 5T. Yeah. T stands for thumb. So yeah, stuff is building, as one would expect. Where's my other build? So this was GMP, and so that is ARM version 70. So basically that, should I commit, I should also test that we could probably check. So this is ISL. Oh, just finished. But yeah, so only substitute for performance is more performance. But I'm just updated to that and already longing for even more Threadripper. So yeah, GNU E ABI H. I mean, it's a crazy arch triplet, right? Leave in the comments below what you think. But delete that. I deleted that from our below our feed. So you see, hopefully final release building. I will basically only try to, I mean, I'm not even sure if I do this Firefox thing, but I will spend some extra hour trying to figure out this font situation there, and that probably will work. We will see. This looks to be fixed. Oops, hello. So much to you. USB glitches. 32 threads are not pretty. Hello? What did... No, did crazy. 32 threads are not enough to handle USB interrupts with a load of 80 stuff. Maybe I should actually try to do that somehow. So that's basically everything for that release in that order. And then I call it a release, which as usual should be the best and most optimized, especially for ARM and everything else, release ever. As always, I hope you learned something and enjoyed this. I could leave this live stream running, but I also need to do some other things. As per usual, I hope you learned something and enjoyed this. As always, leave the comments below what you liked and disliked. Give it a thumbs up. Share, like, and subscribe, maybe Patreon and stuff. And I wonder if that translates to more usable performance actually for Firefox and stuff. What are we building right now? Let's maybe take one click. Actually wanted to verify. Actually, wait, I verified that. Maybe I leave this live stream open. I mean, we have some people tuning in as usual when some people tune in. Also need to, what did I add here? Torrent compact accessories. Need to clean actually a little bit. This sorts off is too much stuff here. Need to pack some things for next week. As usual, you come into the office, sort some stuff for the coming week, and all you do is fix your unsuccessful tiny little YouTube Linux distribution. But where's even the power supply for this? Alright, this. So yeah, can never have too many USB power supplies. So what are we building? 0. So yeah, it takes a while. Maybe I actually stop the live stream and restream, continue to add to the stream when we are at GMP. I have the feeling that this will not fix the build error. The build error might be something else. I would need to check what instruction that were precisely. So maybe the actual build error is something else. But the one problem is, I mean, not only I already get too many USB, this is a Steam Deck USB power supply, right? And now I have 2 of those. It's like 2022, you already get too many USB-C power supplies. In my opinion, Steam really didn't need to ship a second one. Basically I have too many. Steam makes a Steam dock $5 cheaper and don't put a power supply, I guess. If people need to, I have actually, because the thing is also, this is not the best power supply, right? I have another more amazing one. How many watt was it? 65? Input 5, 15 watt, output watt. I know 45 watts for 15 watt. So apparently 45 watt. I have, this is not the best travel power supply, right? So I maybe one, as a thumb of rule, maybe smartphones, the problem is the vendors don't give the savings to the user, right? But smartphones, in my opinion, don't need a USB-C power supply, but leave in the comments below if that triggers you. Because you have too many wall warts, right? I really hate wall warts, and especially, I mean, the smartphone you can charge from your computer or all the other power supplies. Like only put a USB-C power supply in, so more sophisticated than smartphone devices, like laptop, and not to accessories, right? Like the Steam dock. Where's maybe my other travel? Is it here somewhere on? Because wherever is my? Because my better USB-C power supply from Anchor also, well, not a paid advertisement, has 2 USB ports. Also, this also pro tip: don't install a fixed cable to power supplies. That is so last century. Here, that sucks for traveling and stuff, and it's only lose situation, right? It takes space, it stores less compact, and you don't have a USB cable, right? If this would be to plug it out, you would have a USB cable, right? So probably I should make a dedicated video about this on the Moment channel. USB, what is this? Micro USB, FPGA, programming galore. Can never. The crazy thing is, now I mostly have USB cables, and recently I found myself without a bloody micro USB cable, and then I couldn't even, like, I was somewhere else on site. I couldn't even buy a USB cable, not micro, mini. I needed, for what even? For what did I need? For some old-fashioned stuff, I needed a mini USB cable, and you couldn't even freaking buy it anymore. It's obviously way too many USB standards. And then Valve ships soldered, glued cables there. So yeah, I guess we can. You don't need to see me cleaning up my desk here. You don't want to watch that, I guess, except truly hardcore OnlyFans. Where's my other power supply? So yeah, I pause the stream, and we will continue in some minutes for this build. Live again, yes, welcome here. You can watch it in the archive though, unless you have a ask me anything question now. Which cable? This was by the way an Anchor cable. What's this? Probably should make a cable recommendation video. So here the build is going. If you're building so much, then, but yeah, stability test. Also another data point so far. This Ryzen 7950 mostly froze with this undervolting, overclocked memory, and negative curve optimization. Mostly froze, halted, and catched fire at night when it was idle, right? So a little bit cooler in the office, obviously not heating here in the night. Even before the current crisis and stuff, never heated. I mean, why should I heat the bloody office in the night, right? And nobody should. And so I have, wait, it still boosts so much. That is 5.4, all-core 5. That is, I mean, okay, I have the balcony door open. There's some fresh air coming in. I'm surprised because I just dialed back the negative. I had like up to 25. It worked, but was not always stable. Actually, I'm surprised it still boosts that much, especially 5.4 here. So now I'm down to 20, 21-ish or so. Let's see. So still some trial and error to see what is a maximum here of that. So I need people watching this. I got a new Sennheiser, also not a paid advertisement, lavalier microphone here because I wanted a second one. I guess it sounds the same, right? I personally don't hear a difference. So I guess it sounds the same. The other one was Rode Smart Lav Plus that I recorded for 3 years. And I still use it, obviously, for the next years to come. I just wanted a second one because sometimes I traveled somewhere. You've seen that in the past, and then I forgot a microphone that. So for that, I wanted to always have a YouTube compatible second microphone here. But I think they sound the same. So also overcrowded. Oh, also cool dongles. Why do I have this dongle there? Alright, it belongs to the, should I leave it there? 3950X. I think I wanted to pause the live stream, didn't I? Which one is that? ARM version 7. But yeah, with YouTubing with every crazy software, hardware developer and stuff, so leave in the comments below, are desks of developers always crowded and full and stuff? My wife always hates this, so like, such a messy, how does your desk look like? But always when I sort stuff away the next day, I need to unpack it, so somehow my desk's always FPGA and stuff. With YouTube, it certainly, I like dongles. With YouTube, it certainly didn't improve. Now I have additional dongles and camera, HDMI capture and cables and stuff. But leave in the comments below. Maybe I should make a YouTube poll. Yeah, I guess I posted a stream that takes fully loaded. I would hope the Linux scheduling, because that wasn't nice, was it? No, it wasn't nice. But I have the feeling this is not strictly scheduling like that anymore. That is scheduled before the other nice one priority. But if you have a dongle from, if you had a dongle from Donegal, Ireland, what do you mean by that? I don't get this joke. Probably. Oh wait, why is my Sun Serial dongle here fell off? Not that it short circuits your life on. Why is this laying on? That is not ideal. So yeah, let's pause the live stream. Let's get back to whenever one GMP fails, and then hopefully we have a little bit more performant T2 Linux build. See you soon. Actually, I forgot my coffee. Darn. And it looks. So we paused it, so I cut like 2 hours or so later, maybe plus minus, probably 2 hours. So yeah, we built that. So this arch triplet tweak, I probably should have stressed, maybe even in the more main channel and earlier here. I find this arch triplet a bit overused in my opinion. Like ARM, vendor, Linux, GNU should in my opinion be enough. I mean, also even the ABI, I would argue, whatever the compiler is configured for, because we have GNU ABI and now hard float HF. So because like working, like having to specify the right thing additionally to what your compiler does is, in my opinion, a bit counterintuitive. And but whatever. Nothing we couldn't script and tweak, and that apparently magically fixed this build, or didn't even expect that. I saw that doesn't match what I would want. And that is why I fixed that. Obviously, by the way, we probably should check if GCC defaults to the right thing. I probably should put this to the to-do, shouldn't I? And then we can do one more thing as usual, which is not ARM, but complex instructions and architecture x86. Clean to do. Also someday soon, like check ARM hard float default ABI stuff. And then let's grab the coffee, which I thought so far, coming back to the office after feeding the family. On this Sunday, I think I only spoiled the coffee machine. Let's actually let the coffee out and rinsed the coffee. Anyway, back in a second for some Firefox fixing. x86, we hotfixed something previously already, but somehow they changed the code. This is also, I find, rather silly, as we usually do find stuff here. So that is some fd libm. Why they have some other whatever. Actually, we could fd libm netlib is it like some netbsd or whatever libm implementation. So I wonder actually why Firefox needs to have another, like why are they not using the system libm, but maybe they want some reproducible thing for all the architectures, JavaScript stuff, potentially, maybe. Just curious if this can be disabled somewhere. I think this wasn't that configure, was it? No. But we see here configure pi. Or was it in the same directory? But there, yeah, whatever. So the issue is with all the historic baggage, as per usual, not even ARM, but certainly x86. Both no pretty clean room implementations of 40 years of YOLO'd baggage. And the thing is with this 80-bit extended 386 precision, which also already 386 even higher floating point precision than latest and greatest stuff usually, although that was tricky and yeah. So I patched that already, so this is some long versus actually the usual imperfect C stuff, right? Conflicting types here, also like of course they have here like floating point defined that are obviously, I mean, why are they even building an fd libm? Conflicting, so floaty, can we even easily YOLO that? So that is like long double versus, where is the previous? So previous was user include math of long double floaty. Can we even easily YOLO that? Where is their float thing? So actually previously, did I even build with that? Really builds still going strong. Firefox, because maybe oh, there is a new one. It's like, yeah, there's a Firefox. I mean, how broken is the whole infrastructure? Maybe we should set everything on fire. That would save us quite some intermediate steps. And so double T. Maybe now we need also float. This is so. Maybe it would be better to disable this nonsense if it is. But this is also a recurring disappointment, right? 25 years with our Linux distribution here later, I don't want to YOLO, quirk and hack and bloody yet another floating point library. C math library defined like fd lib my. Just precision in new math functions. Cool, people complaining about. I mean, I have the feeling that might be some guaranteed JavaScript precision stuff or whatever. So yeah, super extremely annoying. And due to the messy nature of the stuff, it's not even like, how do you fix that, right? You can try float t, so that was long double. But the thing is, so I mean, okay, we can check long double. Let's maybe I should check what we patch in the other. So we patched already double to double t or long double. Maybe we do similar stuff. The question is, does it even still work then? It will probably not work, because if they meant to have, so here that obviously will not, this will, maybe it will break, but will not have the same runtime behavior, even if it somewhat get it to build. Was it math t? Float, float t. Float used to evaluate float expressions. What the heck? glibc float eval method. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? You had me at. Where is this shit coming from? You can't make this nonsense up. Wow. I've seen a lot of nonsense in my life, but yeah, you also want to Google and read what every programmer should know about floating point. So yeah, they changed this here depending on, probably that comes from that bits here. Maybe that's defined based on what SSE's math stuff you build with. Never use, so if defined, define to, why, if defined, floating eval method, what? Ah, this is floating eval method. Else if, okay, so they really default that to 2. That totally doesn't sound sane to me. So 2 is like, why would you want, who would want that? What shit default choice is that? I mean, you would every normal programmer that I would have met and know and stuff would have float for float and double for float. And then, so we have for, why is this, and this is, why do we have bugs and hashtag peak bugs and everything sucks in the industry? Because it defaults for 0 for AMD64. So you have on freaking 64, but you have float t double, float and double, and for freaking 32-bit you have long double float t. Like seriously, why? I'm somewhat inclined seeing this nonsense. I mean, we could try to selectively build Firefox with that, but that's, I mean, maybe there is some crazy standard definition somewhere that demands that. But I'm somewhat, I mean, this doesn't look sane to me, right? And supporting 32, but like soon, I know there are still others supporting that, but one of the very few diehard, like all the people on forums, like 32-bit die, and who would want to maintain that. Like, I have precious devices, right? Transmeter, Cruise, efficient. good old-fashioned 346 Sony Vaio. That was, yeah, that Atom. What was even they had N. What even was this designation for this Atom? What even was this? Anyway, it also was 32-bit only for crazy reasons. Anyway, long story short, seeing that, I mean, I thought I patched like one cast there, but seeing that, I think I would want to, also for performance, right? You would not want, if someone writes float, you would want that usually coming from C language family legacy and stuff, 32-bit. For if you don't know what that is, float, a single, it used to be, except this crazy define, single precision floating point, 32-bit, and double precision. I mean, as the name implies, double precision of 64-bit floating point stuff. Oh man, you can. But this is also the thing, right? For 25 years, I spent way too much of my time fixing toolchain and like basic system stuff and wondering, why is everything so crazily broken? Why? Who thought, like, who reasonably could think that is a good idea? I certainly not. Hotfix x86. Do we have FDLib? So this was double, long double. Is it even long double? Or, I mean, maybe we don't even need that. We could actually try to delete that. Still have history there, and then patch glibc to default to the same, similar. I mean, it's also, in general also, I mean, even if some standard or legacy code demands that, which I've not seen, for me, float was always, I mean, maybe some crazy C99, but even that I can't imagine. But usually what I can't imagine is in some crazy ISO standards defined somewhere, or Unix or POSIX or single user Unix specification, whatnot. Even if it's somewhere specified, which is always the stuff of like, it's specified so shitty, then you need to implement it so shitty. It is even totally not bug and feature compatible, right? You build for x86-64, you get one behavior of precision and stuff, and you build for good old-fashioned 32-bit stuff, and you get totally different numeric precision. It is hilarious. But leave in the comments below which standard that is defined and how that is totally amazing. I mean, I guess it might even be some kind of regression or change, because Firefox built previously, right? So it built 3 months ago, so I guess it also changed this behavior. This is in these steps. It must have, I would expect, changed in the last month. Okay, maybe what even. Which define was it even now? That was a float evil method. Oh, seriously, can't mix this in. I wouldn't be surprised if eventually I find some other bugs and revert that again, but okay, this is straight in x86. So this is basically only here and Motor 68K for crazy reasons. What do they define there? They also evaluate all values in the 96-bit floating point format, which is also available. Okay, so probably Firefox builds differently for Motor 68K should you want to try to run Firefox on a 40 megahertz 68K. Let's see if I slightly wonder for what that should be too relevant. So basically the thing is, I mean, we could actually test that, which probably we should, because I wanted to say the thing is rebuilding that takes 2 hours. Even longer with all the background load, which, hey, 0 frames. Also, somehow Tmux or Probably Tmax acts up here with this crazy ASCII graphics. Hey, the load is down to only 32. With builds finishing. So best without typo. And then it's like, I mean, we could delete that. We could also just patch it to that, or I don't know. Not even worth there. Else if but it's like, let's just patch this line. It's not right. The crazy thing is also, even in one system, right? You build multi-lib stuff, and the 32-bit multi-lib stuff has different precision behavior. It's us. I rest my case. Let's diff that. Usually I use our T2 helpers, but exceptionally. How do we call that? We call this who knows what FLT is, right? Everything needs to be abbreviated that you don't know what's going on. Let's check before we delete that and rebuild the whole build. We should error relatively quickly. Yeah, it's errored out already. Does it with J1, just want it a little bit more reproducible? Probably should, yeah, I should. Was it that? Yeah, float. Let's see if we define that to 0, if it then freaking builds TM. In my opinion, that is a saner choice. I should really start charging for our unbroken Linux. Certainly, yeah, I instead of writing a microkernel, I should probably go into marketing hyperventilation mode. And actually, I thought already for quite a while I wanted to have better, I mean, not only better looking website and stuff, but time and so on. But I probably should spend like a day on modernizing this stuff and like, but yeah, like documentation website, it's like, other people have a pretty website, I rather have pretty code, but obviously you can't sell your unbroken, just raw working Linux TM with a shitty website. I was also thinking already like making 20 different banners here of just raw Linux, or and then this fun, like I usually say, unbroken, whatever, unbroken and unbugged Linux or whatever. Funny slogans I come up with that like randomly display for different kind of people. So yeah, that builds something, maybe it fixes that. So the thing is, for best build testing and stuff, I would want to rebuild everything. So let's maybe one glib C. Let's see if that patch applies. So maybe we should both build that. Just to see, did the patch already apply? It should have at that point. Patch for hotfix float eval method. Welcome everyone. So yeah, then nothing like cleaning, wiping another build, wasting some electrons, precious build time. Best without typo, did I not? So next, I will switch to some cherry keyboard stuff and see if it's actually some hair or dust stuck in this Sun membrane keyboard. Oh, hello L. Actually, it could also be USB. Also, this is not bad. Actually, it was 2 times. I have the feeling there's some dust over here again. What is with microblaze? Did we not? Was it not some make issue? What? Maybe we need that. Something's going on with the keyboard. I wonder if it's USB glitch or whatever. It's a feeling microblaze once. Actually, I have that in here. Why did this not hit? Micro. Stick. Smashing. Oops. Ah, pi. Wait a second. I also want maybe pi. So then, let's test if that x86 tweak survives the bloody math floaty thing, survives the full rebuild. As the load is coming to an end of all the other builds, that result should be ready in 2 hours. Then we can finally take our precious unbroken T2 Linux. Well, take it plus some last minute fixes. I will, as I said in the beginning of the live stream, still look into the font situation there. Alright, so this is, we ignore this error here. I will fix this someday, but not this day, maybe for Christmas. You want to share, like, and subscribe for such kind of fixes. And yeah, the more famous last words build is coming to an end, except other stuff. What was that stuff? Did we not? Did this not go away with? Do we not have atomic here yet? Maybe it didn't go away with atomic. So yeah, some cases microblaze also probably is either pi or as stack smashing protector as SP. Certainly don't need this for microblaze. Maybe not supported in the other such things. So yeah, some long arch. So this is GNU-lib. This would build if we add some stack. Also, yeah, why is there some stack drawing nonsense? And oops, this was the wrong one. Shit. And now we ruined the other build. That was not clever. Which build is it? Spark. Because the thing is, if we build in parallel, this is not foolproof. It wiped then the others log, and then it would fail. Oops, this was also the wrong 64. Welcome everyone back. But yeah, the only constant is change, dedication, and attention for detail. And if you support more than one trivial mainstream example, then you are busy your whole life. Hope you enjoy this and learn something. Oh, this L really is something. Yeah, the next days I will anyway work somewhere else. What was this proc-ps? What was with this Python? Alright, this was some really silly thing, which like, actually, if you need Python for your SG Octane, then you know where to reach me, or patches welcome. Although it's probably a simple build system fix, but I have better things to do for today. The other thing was, what was it? It was some uselibc thing, or was it? Or Musel? Open RISC or so? Open RISC. So this is just some old stuff or whatever. So that is proc-ps. Did we not overlay that already? Open. No? Was it proc-ps, right? Proc-ps. And we over AVR32. Which version is it? Wait, let's try the same. It doesn't matter too much. Open RISC packages. That is the only inefficiency, to have multiple overlays of the same thing. That is why actually I should put this on my to-do. I'm considering for the future to have older version for known new feature incompatibilities directly right in the packages, but that is for another day. Proc-ps to here. Yeah, 3 to 8, whatever. Let's add this to the to-do before I forget that. But yeah, basically, if you finally want to write a freaking microkernel stuff, then your to-do list for you classic vintage stable unbroken Linux distributions, like 100 entries long. It's like, yeah, the year of desktop Linux or a new microkernel, someone between now and forever. And so some new way to store previous version overlays for reuse in package, I guess. So that was, what did we say, open RISC? Was it even glibc? Maybe it was, maybe, oh wait. Why does this rebuild? Maybe it was should wipe this. Is open RISC not glibc? Problems, I have a manual config there. I think there really is a problem with the L key. Open. Maybe that. Let me see. Houston, I think we have a L problem. 3, why is that not using the overlay? Proc-ps. So yeah, we're putting this Ryzen 7950X to some good stability testing of undervolting, overclocking, performance precision boosting and ISO building. Okay, that didn't fix the thing there. Maybe that is too wide of atomics that is not even implemented there, which might be. But should we not have the link wall compare swap for? Should this not work? Why is? Okay, we can. It's similar, not important. We should I guess there is some hair or crumb under the L key and below between the L membrane. Pro tip: don't get sun membrane keyboards. Why do I even torture myself with this thing? So yeah, that's it for this video. Stuff is building. I found another crazy thing. I thought I'd patch one stupid define. But that's the thing, right? As usual, not only you think after 25 years everything in the kitchen sink finally freaking just blends TM, but no, glibc people had another idea of crazy floating point defaults, which at least I don't agree with, which probably someone finds a good standard reason for. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this and learned something. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, Patreon, GoFundMe, GitHub, sponsorship, YouTube membership, or OnlyFans. Have a good day or night, and see you soon for more open source compilation and microkernel low-level driver fun to come.